Hi, welcome to this short lecture from the ACE Your Clinical Placement series on how to learn to cope with stress in the workplace. My name's Matthew Links and I'm Discipline Lead for Medicine Placements at Bond University here in the land of the Kombumerri people on the Gold Coast. Today I want to talk about a really important part of your learning how to deal with stress. A good place to start is to understand some key concepts about how workplace stress works. The first thing is that it takes place in a health system that's under enormous stress and isn't working well to look after its workers, as evidenced by high rates of distress, burnout and mental health problems. We need to be part of building a better system, but it's not blaming you or the healthcare worker for us to concentrate on what we can do to look after ourselves. The key determinant of workplace stress is the balance of demand and resources, and this is true at a personal and a system level. Once there's a traumatic event, the way we perceive it is something that is in our control. But the impact of repeated stresses is to drain our tank. Resilience is a dynamic process, so we all have strategies to recharge our tanks. The challenge is to develop the skills for this to work effectively. Each of the key steps of our learning and practice framework apply to learning to thrive. It takes planning. You need to practice and perform your wellbeing strategies and specific skills. You need to process what happened through deep reflection and debriefing. And finally, you need to monitor how you're going so you can prove to yourself that it's working. In the preparation stage, I can't overemphasize the importance of planning for each rotation to reduce stress. The more prepared you are, the better. More generally, you can also plan how you're going to learn these skills, how you're going to learn to thrive. Ask the question, what causes you stress? What are you doing about it? Is it working? And is there something new I can try? So there are multiple strategies that apply all throughout the cycle of workplace stress. Interestingly, mindfulness is a practice that pays off at multiple steps, which is why it's an evidence-based strategy. It starts, though, with risk management to prevent those events from happening, and mindfulness can help there. Then it comes to reframing your appraisals. Cognitive reframing is a helpful strategy, and mindfulness also helps us appraise accurately. Reducing demand, increasing resources, increasing skills, working smarter, and mindfulness are all strategies that help us with the balance of demand versus resources. With the impact of an event, the issues are really emergency care. And then recovery is an active process, and activities such as exercise, social connection, diversion, and also mindfulness help in this stage. One key skill is cognitive reframing using the ABCDE model. A is an adversity or stressor. B and C are to identify the beliefs and the consequences of those beliefs. And D and E are to dispute those beliefs and replace them with more effective ones. So as an example, if you got frustrated by a patient who's angry and ungrateful for their care, you identify a belief that patients should be grateful. You dispute this belief with the argument that although they should be grateful, a patient with prior poor experience of the health system may be justifiably suspicious, and you replace it with a belief that we need to understand why patients might be ungrateful or upset. Now, if you can do this, next time you'll find that you're not as distressed when the same thing happens again. Now, not being good at a task is stressful, and only you can identify what tasks are giving you stress. Well, don't avoid those tasks or opportunities to practice them, which is a tendency. Seek them out. As you gain confidence, your stress will disappear. So, for example, if you find public speaking stressful, you need to seek out opportunities to practice speaking in public, to get feedback and to overcome that fear. Working smarter also reduces stress. So if there's a stressful task for yourself, seek out ways of doing it better. Try a new way of practicing. An example might be taking notes on the ward round is stressful for you. So you decide to pre-populate your notes with a problem list you prepared earlier. This works well, stress is reduced. Remembering the importance of the system to cause stress in the workplace reminds us about the importance of improving the system to reduce the stress for everyone. You should keep a lookout for suggestions on how the system could be improved. Perhaps you notice two teams are competing for attention of the ward nurses and you suggest coordinating who goes to emergency first. Or perhaps you notice that families are missing out on communicating with a consultant, so you advocate to make sure the care is at the next ward round. You never know what suggestion you have that might make life easier for everyone. Processing is about reflecting on what has happened, but for the deeper issues of well-being, we need to move beyond just reflecting on the task with the what, so what, and what next framework, and dig deeper to ask questions like, how did I feel when that happened? Why did it upset me? And what does it tell me about my beliefs and assumptions? Debriefing is an important part of coping with stress. Any truly critical incident will impact on the whole team, so reaching out to others in the team is a good start, or to the team leader. There are other supports that are always available from the university and independent supports as well. And remember that you're a support to others. Family and friends are an important source of support, but be mindful of issues like confidentiality and the impact on them as well. Finally, you need to be able to monitor how you're going and prove to yourself that you're doing okay. Check in with those who care for you. Ask them how you're going and share selected information about what you're learning with your supervisor so you can celebrate those victories. And remember, most importantly, if you're struggling or starting to struggle, reach out. There's a lot of help available. Reach out to someone you trust. So the take-home message is that you should make learning how to deal with stress a priority. Have a personal learning plan and prepare. Have a practice of wellbeing strategies like mindfulness or exercise, and practice specific skills like reframing stressful situations, practicing deep reflection, and debrief wisely. Prove to yourself you're going okay and check in with others. Now, I hope this was a helpful guide to start the process of learning to manage stress in the workplace. Here are some journal resources you might find useful. Learning to thrive is a skill that you should start learning now and continue to work on for the rest of your career. There is no set of skills that will pay a bigger dividend. Make it a priority. Good luck.